Hello. Today, I'm going to put an endeavor in explaining Hanuman Chalisa. In fact, I will say it is like one of my favorite composition on Lord Hanumanji. Hanumanji, I've always seen as my childhood hero because there was a tradition in our house that we used to do Hanuman Chalisa every day since my childhood. In today's session, I'll be explaining you what is Hanuman Chalisa, word by word meaning of it, how to recite it or how to use it, the remedies we can do with Hanuman Chalisa, and lot of secrets which these words have in them. So, if you really want to know how Hanuman Chalisa can change your life, what is the meaning, this is the session you should see. Hanumanji, being my childhood hero, in fact, is a hero for so many people. He's a symbol of loyalty, symbol of valor, where he can do anything. Why I used to do Hanuman Chalisa since childhood was especially the line Bhoot Pichach Nikat Nahi Aave. Whenever my mother used to ask me to get something when it was dark, this was a line which was my savior. And Hanuman Chalisa had been natural doctor for us. Being from an ultra poor family, we were not able to buy the medicines so easily. Then whenever used to fall sick, I used to fall sick, my mother used to keep her hand on my head and used to recite Nase Rog Hare Sa Pida. Means all my illness can go away with Hanuman Chalisa, and that's what we have seen and felt. There's a way how we should recite, how it gives us the benefits. Keep on listening, and I'll be revealing every element of it. First, I start with the history of Hanuman Chalisa. Many people don't know about it. The story goes like that Akbar had put Tulsi Das ji in jail, and there he started writing Hanuman Chalisa. This was in Avdi language he had written. And Chalisa means 40 verses. And 40 verses he has written. And when he completed this, the monkeys in that area started creating trouble, and it is said that monkeys freed him, and Akbar was in acceptance that this is something very powerful he has created. That's why Tulsi Das ji was taken as a gem in Akbar's court also. Many other stories are there about the location, about the thing, but Hanuman Chalisa is basically around 600-700 years old. But still, it's very powerful. As powerful as Sundarkand from the Ramayana. So let's start our journey today to understand this divine write-up known as Hanuman Chalisa. So let's start with verse by verse and understanding word by word and revealing every secret of it. Hiri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nijman Mukru Sudhari Varnu Ragvar Vimal Jasu Jo Dayeku Falchare. In this verse, this is where Tulsi Das ji invokes the blessings from the Guru, Shri Guru. So who's Shri Guru? Here, everybody starts thinking that he's invoking blessings from Ramji because he's the real Guru. No, here's a difference out here. Shri Guru is like he is invoking blessings from Sita Mata. And Shri, he's pointing towards her. This is the beginning of Hanuman Chalisa, but not part of 40 verses. Here, Tulsi Das ji is invoking the Guru, invoking the blessings of the Guru by saying Shri Guru. Who's Shri Guru? Who's he is invoking or asking for blessings? Shri here means Sita Mata. People think it's Ramji. No, not Ramji, but Sita Mata. He is invoking for blessings. Shri. She is the Janni, the controller of all the nature. Mata Lakshmi. So Sita Mata is the incarnation of Mata Lakshmi. And he is invoking her out here by saying Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj. So Charan is feet. Saroj is lotus. And Raj is dust. So he says, I invoke the blessings of your feet, which are like flower lotus, and dust from it. Now, what will he do with the dust? What will dust help? There he adds his Nijman Makru Sudhari. So, with the dust, I want my heart to be cleaned. How will dust clean? Why only lotus? Why not rose or any other flower? Lotus blooms in dirty water, but still it does not get dirty and it's as pure. So here he is trying to depict that the world is like dirty water, and the dust from the feet of the Guru he wants to clean, so that even that dust is so pure that it will clean his heart. So the next line goes like Barnu Raghubar Bimal Jasu Jodhyaku Fal Char. So heart is clean, mind is clean from the Guru's dust. So what to do after that? So here Tulsi Das ji says, Barnu Raghuvar Bimal Jasu means I talk about the glory of Raghuvar or Raghuvar. Who's Raghuvar? Raghuvar is somebody who's born in the lineage. So Ramji is Raghuvar. But here again, Tulsi Das ji is not talking about Ramji. He's talking about Hanumanji only. Why he is Raghuvar? Because when he went to Sita Mata called him her son. And when he came back, even Ramji hugged him and called him his son. So, whenever we talk about Hanumanji, we are talking about Ramji. And whenever we are talking about Ramji, we are always talking about Hanumanji along with him. They both are so inseparable. So, Here Tulsidas ji says Hanumanji, in which he is seeing Raghuvar, and he's saying, I talk about the glory or praise about him. So what happens if I start saying the praise or talk about glory of Hanumanji? We get the four fall or givings. So by praising the Lord, what we get? We get four things: dharma, arth, moksha, and kam. So in this materialistic world, we'll be able to get all the four things together by praising and glorifying Hanumanji through this Hanuman Chalisa. That's what Tulsidas ji mean by this verse. बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरियु कलेश विकार. In this second doha, further of showing his humility, Valmiki ji says, Buddhihin tanu janike. So he's saying, I don't have any buddhi. I don't have any knowledge. Look at the humility he's showing. He's not proud. He says, Buddhihin tanu janike sumiro pavan kumar. Sumiro means I'm remembering, I'm thinking about you. Pavan Kumar, because Hanumanji is taken as son of god of Pavan Vayu. So he is remembering or thinking about him with the humility that I don't have any mind, I don't have any buddhi. And I'm remembering you. For what? For bal, that is strength. Buddhi, that is my knowledge. Vidya, for education. So he says, Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu. So I get this from you. Haryu Kalesh Vikar. Here is a deeper meaning which people don't understand. Kalesh is not fight. There are 5 kinds of Kalesh. And he says Haryu Kalesh Vikar. And there are 6 kinds of Vikars. So these Kalesh and Vikara, I'll just define it to you. That is avidya. Avidya is ignorance. Asmita. Asmita is ego. Raga. Raga is attachment to things. Dvesha. Then we repulse. We are in aversion. And abhinivesha, which is like fear of death and that I want to live forever. And in second part, he talks about 6 vikars. Those 6 vikars are kama. Kama is lust. Krodha. Krodha is anger. Lobha. Lobha is a greed. Moha. Moha is deep emotional attachments when we have with anything. Matsarya. Matsarya is envy. And Mada. Mada is pride, when we are proud of anything. With great humility, he is praising the Lord. He is saying that I want to clean myself. I don't have buddhi. I want from you that you remove my klesh and vikars. See, it's something like when somebody gets drunk, then they keep on saying, I am not drunk, I'm not drunk, they are falling everywhere. That is when you have all the proudness. And here he's saying, even if I have, like I've drunk, and consciously I'm saying that I am not okay and I need help. This is the beauty of Valmiki ji's recital and praising the Lord. Now we start with the 40 chupais out of it. In the first verse, he says, जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर. Jai Hanuman, that's a thing that hail Hanumanji. But next he uses the words Gyan Gun Sagar. To look at these two words, it looks so simplicity wise that he's saying, Hanumanji, you are like an ocean of Gyan and Gun. No, there is a huge deeper meaning into these two words. First, I start with Gun. It is said anybody who has mastered the four Vedas, they get the knowledge of speech. So even Ramji said the same thing to Hanumanji when he met first time, and Hanumanji was disguised as Brahman. So when we have digested the knowledge, it is that we get this eloquent speech. So there are four Vedas. So when we master some Veda, we get the melody in our speech. Our speech starts sounding like a melody. When we have mastered the Rig Veda, we get the memory. When we have mastered the Yajur Veda, we get the lavish vocabulary out of it. And lastly, when we have mastered the Athar Veda, we get the natural humility in us. And Hanumanji was the right portrayal of that. And the second word comes as Gyan. How come Gyan? So the example goes when Hanumanji was having knowledge or having Sun as his teacher, he went to Sun. And Sun said, my class is already full. I've got 6 million sages studying out here. I don't have any place for you. How can I take you? So Hanumanji, very simply, in his own humility and simplicity says, when you will be taking a round, I'll fly around with you and I'll keep on hearing and I'll keep on taking knowledge from you. So there was no place for him in the class, but he was so humble and he wanted to learn that he flew around along with Sun and kept on listening and took all the gyan, knowledge from Sun. So when the class was over, Hanumanji went to Sun and he asked, "What can I give you in Guru Dakshina?" And Sun said, "My child is Sugriv. As a Guru Dakshina, just take care of him always." So this is how the Sugriva and Hanumanji's relationship came into action. And see the humility which he gained from all the knowledge. That one person, Sugriva, not even one-fourth knowledgeable, not even one-fourth in strength and power, and he kept on serving and kept himself along with Sugriva in everything. This is how it says, Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar. Sagar is ocean. So he's ocean of this. In this Doha, the second part comes as Jai Kapis Tihu Lok Ujagar. Kapis generally is taken as like monkey or lord of monkeys. Hanumanji was not the lord. It was either the Bali or either the Sugriv who was the lord supposed to be. But as he won all the hearts of all the monkeys, by heart they used to take him as the lord, the king. But one sage very beautifully had put, what is kapi? Kapi means pee, means like drinking, always drinking. So he beautifully puts that Hanumanji by depicting that he is always drinking the nectar of listening to the praises of Lord Rama. So Ramji, he is always willing to listen about him. So very beautifully put, Jai Kapis. Tihu Lok Ujagar. Easy meaning looks like lighting the three lokas. That your name lights the three lokas. But there is another deeper meaning out of it. There's a story around it also. Once Brahmaji was in meditation, and in meditation his kamandal fell, and whatever was in the kamandal fell. So from kamandal came out Kalanta. Kalanta was supposed to come 33 years later. But as he came out, he started swallowing all the lokas, all the things, and even he swallowed the sun. Brahmaji was not aware. He just put the kamandal back and just put whatever things were outside without even knowing something has come out. Then Indra came and he said, Brahmaji, can you check something had fallen out of it? When he checked, that time Brahmaji realized that Kalanta had come out of it before time. Then how to stop? Then they went to Shivji. Shivji was in the meditation, again thinking about Narayan. There was no way. Then Indra suggested, let's go to Hanumanji. So Hanumanji came and even he was swallowed by Kalanta inside. Inside the body of Kalanta, by mistake, he put his foot on Kalchakra and he went to another loka. One princess was there, demon was there, looking for like necklace of the princess. He asked, the princess says it's gone to another loka. Then he went to another loka. There was another demon are there, and a lot of dwarfs. Dwarfs have taken over that loka. Those people ask help. Then he fights the dwarfs, beat them. Then dwarfs request, can you just take us to our loka? He went out there. That loka or that planet was inside water. He takes out, gives them to dwarf. Again steps on Kalchakra, comes back. That time Brahmaji says to Kalanta, better you go back in Kamandal, or Hanumanji is inside your stomach. He will tear it and come out and you will die. Now it's your choice. So Kalanta agrees to go back. And that time, Hanumanji took hold of sun and bring it back and placed it back and lighted the whole place. From here the line comes that he lighted all the three lokas, because by saving sun from Kalanta's stomach. So it goes like Jai Kapis Tihu Lok Ujagar. So here is the deeper meaning of it. Ram Dut Atulit Baldhama Anjani Putra Pavan Sut Nama. So it goes like Ram Dut Atulit Bal Dhama. Dhama means place. So how did he's got Atulit? Atulit is like immense, highest level. Bal is power. So Hanumanji is the place with Atulit, the highest power. And how come Ramadut? Ramadut is like messenger of Ramji. So he acted as messenger of Ramji, and as he was carrying Ramji in his heart, Ramji and Sita Mata, both in his heart, because of carrying of Ramji and Sita Mata inside his heart, he is Atulit Baldhama, the place of ultimate power. And the second line goes like Anjani Putra Pavan Sut Nama. On the simple meaning, it looks so easy. Anjani was supposed to be Hanumanji's mother's name, so easily you can just say. But story is much more deeper here. So Anjani was Apsara, Punjik Sthala. Planet Jupiter, we talk in astrology, that same Guru Jupiter blessed her one day, seeing her devotion, because she gifted Rudraksh Mala to him, that you will have a very virtuous son. Then Jupiter realized his own mistake. How come I'm like giving the boon of son to Apsara? Because Apsaras were never supposed to have any kids. But whatever was said was said. So other day when she was just trying to be like helping sage Devasha, some water fell in the Havan Kund and he got angry, because he used to get very angry very fast. And he cursed, you will be born or you will become monkey. Another incident happened which is like lesser known by people. One day she was just flying over earth somewhere, and that time she was Apsara. She sees some light coming from the ground. When she opened up the ground, there was another sage which was like meditating out there, and he got angry. Why you disturbed my rays? He also like cursed her that you will become monkey. So very strangely, even she was thinking that time, how come everybody is just cursing me that I'll become monkey? So she was born as Anjani. So Anjani was born from Kunjara, the king Kunjara, and was married to Kesari. So Kesari and Anjani were not having any child and they were praying. So they went into meditation in a cave for that. That same time in Ayodhya, there was Havan going on or Yagya going on to get the sons for the kingdom. So after the Yagya, fire god brought sweet rice for the queens, three queens, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikai. So those things which come out from yagya, like this sweet rice, was to be distributed in three queens so that they eat and they can have like sons born out of them. And when that division of rice was going on, one eagle came, took some rice and flew away. And he dropped that rice, the eagle, the bird dropped that rice outside the cave where Anjani and Kesariji were meditating. And when the rice was falling, Pavan, that is air, the god Pavan, flew the rice inside the cave to Anjani ji and she consumed that rice. And from there, Hanumanji, she conceived in her body. That's how we call Hanumanji as Anjani Putra also, Kesari Nandan also, and Pavan Putra also. That's how the combination of all three came together, and how Pavan Putra we keep on calling, and how God Pavan's contribution came. This is the story for it. Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi, Kumti Nivar Sumati ke Sangi. Next dua is Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi. Mahavir. People think Mahavir means too powerful, very strong, can face anything. No, it's nothing like that. It is again the explanation what Valmiki ji wants to give. It's about he's got Virta in many things. He was Tyag Veer. He sacrificed too many things. He was Dan Veer. He was ready to give any time. He was Daya Veer. He always was ready to help anybody. And moreover, he was Dharamveer. Now you will say, why Dharam? He always kept his promises. He always went to help whoever was right. So that's how Mahavir came. Vikram, oh, very simple thing. He was Vikram. Vikram means like he was ready to fight, always like winning. Bajrangi. In fact, the most common story about Hanumanji, Bajrangi, I think almost everybody knows the word meaning, but I'll explain. Bajrangi was when he was like child and he went to eat the sun, thinking that it's a red fruit. Then demigod Indra hit him with Vajra on his jaw, which got broken. So that's how he got the name Bajrangi. But here the bigger meaning is when 14 devtas gave him the boons together. Out of that, even Indra gave, and Indra said, your body will become Vajra. So you will become Vajra Angi. Angi means parts. Vajra Angi. So that's how it goes. Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi. Further to it, there's a simple line which says like Kumti Nivar Sumati ke Sangi. Kumti Nivar means like the person who avoids the bad company. Sumati ke Sangi, he is always with the right. See, when he agreed to be with Sugriv, he had option to be with Bali or do anything, or he himself becoming king. So there's a big folklore which goes that so every day when Bali used to cross Rishimukh Parvata, because Rishimukh Parvata was the only place Bali cannot step because of the curse, that if he steps his head will be blasted and he will die. So he cannot step on that, but every day when he used to cross Bali, this Rishimukh Parvata, he used to kick Sugriv's head out there. morning and evening, both time whenever he used to go for the prayers. And Sugriv actually used to feel insulted. One day when Bali was doing the same thing, Hanumanji caught his leg and started pulling him towards the Parvata so that he can touch his leg to the Parvata Rishimukh, and Bali could have died. That day Bali actually asked for forgiveness from Hanumanji that next time he will not repeat this deed. So that's how this line comes as Kumti Nivars Sumati ke Sangi. So he's always with the good, avoids the bad company. Baran Biraj Subesha Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesa. To go further on more verses, the next verse comes Kanchan Varan. So it's like Kanchan means like gold, color of gold. So like skin of Hanumanji was like gold, shining, Kanchan. This is an exact line for portrayal of the character also. Because the next word comes Viraj Subesha. Literally people think it's beautifully clothed, nicely wearing clothes. No, it's not that. This line is explaining the character of Hanumanji, where they say his whole body or his skin or thing looks like kanchan, that is like gold. So his character was like gold. Viraj Subesha means like his like soul was so pure that he wears everything pure. Like in one story, like when he reached Lanka, he had to find Sita Mata. And what he was doing, he was trying to peep into every room. And that was at the night, and he felt guilty. What's he doing? Looking in the night in other people's room. That time he recalled himself. What duty is he doing? What exactly is his intention? Which portrays that he was so pure that even if he was looking and peeping in anybody's room, he was feeling guilty to it. Then he decided, I'm doing the duty of the Lord. I'm not looking into anybody's room with any intentions. So that pure Hanumanji was. The next part goes like Kanan Kundal. Again, to literal meaning, it sounds like Kanan means ears and Kundal means the tops or earrings to it. But the real story behind is much more deeper. When Hanumanji was in Anjani Mata's womb, Bali got the prediction that somebody is coming in through Anjani Mata, and that boy will be the trouble for Bali. Bali was so smart, he thought a plan that I should end this baby before this baby is born. He wanted to kill. So he invited Kesari and Anjani Mata for dinner at his palace. And in that dinner, what he served, Anjani Mata, a soup which had 5 metals in it. So that when she will have that soup, she will get poisonous inside, and in the womb, Hanumanji will die. And after dinner, Kesariji and Anjani Mata went back home, and after some time he gets the news a baby is born, Hanumanji is born. He got so surprised, he went running out there. I want to meet the baby. Because he had sent the poison and still the baby is born. So Hanumanji was born with earrings in his ear, Kanan Kundal. He was born with that, and what that 5 metals Bali gave to Anjani Mata Those were the exact combination of those earrings with Hanumanji was wearing. And next is Kunchit Kesa. Kunchit is very simple, curly hair. So he was born with the kundals and he was born with the curly hair. Curly hair has got a lot of stories attached to it. One main story around it is around the time of Mahabharata. The story goes because Hanumanji is eternal. He is in every yuga. From where he is born, he is still with us. So during Mahabharata, around that time, Yudhishthir wanted to do Rajyasya Yagya. And for that, he needed Rishi to do it. His name was Rishi Parshuram Mrigha. And as the name says, Mrig is he was too fast. He used to move like this side, that side, too fast. And he was very difficult to catch. Somehow, Bhim was able to reach him. And to the Rishi, he says, "Can you come and perform the prayers for me?" He willingly agreed, but with one condition. And the condition was that if I catch you, I will kill you, or I will cut you into pieces. So you have to make sure that you reach before me. Otherwise, this will happen to you. Bhim was too afraid now. He's like he was so fast. The Rishi Mrigya is like as a deer, and what he did that time he was just moving around in the forest and he saw Hanumanji. Hanumanji gave few hair of his those kunchit curly hair to Bhim, and he said every time you see Rishi is catching close to you, just throw this hair on the ground. So what happened is when he was running, as soon as he used to see Rishi coming very close to him, he used to throw few hairs on the ground, and what used to happen? Shivlings used to come all around. And as he was a Rishi, he used to do all the abhishek on all the shivling just as a prayer and used to waste time. In that time, Bhim used to run further away. And this kept on doing, Bhim kept on doing. But when as soon as he was about to enter his palace, Rishi was able to catch his feet with more than half the body inside. Only his left feet was out and he was able to catch his feet. He said, Bhim, I'm able to catch you. Now I have to cut you. You have to die now. But same time, he said, okay, but Bhim said, I'm inside. He said, this is a controversy. Let's get Yudhishthir out here. He's the fair one. He will decide for you. That time, Yudhishthir said, see, Rishi, all his body was inside. You cannot demand to cut all his body into pieces. If you want, you can sever or remove his left leg because that was outside. Rishi felt really happy. He said, Sister, you are the fair one. Even he was your brother, but you did the fair thing. I will do this yagya for you for sure. And I will also spare Bhim. So this are many stories, things around Hanuman Chalisa and Hanumanji in every generation, including, I'm very sure, many in Kali Yuga also. हाथ व्रज और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे. In this line, the words comes हाथ व्रज or ध्वजा विराजे. People think Hanumanji is carrying Vajra. No, Vajra is the weapon of Lord Indra. Hanumanji carries the Gada. In Punjabi, we call it Mola also. And he carries that round thing on the top and the handle there. That's what he carries. So there's nothing which has got relation with Vajra. So how come this mention comes about this Vajra thing? Vajra is when he was born, on his body had many symbols. And those auspicious symbols included Vajra and the Dhwaja also. There's a story like once, like Arjun was hearing Ramayana, and wherever Ramayana is given and like spoken out there, Hanumanji always visits that place. So Arjun became really egoistic. He says, why was the use of what was the use of like putting all those rocks in water and doing such task? Ramji was an archer, and easily Ramji could have created like from his arrows the bridge are there till the Lanka. And he moves out saying that. Hanumanji heard and he went after him. And he was like a sage at that time, dressed up like that. And he asked Arjun, can you do that? Arjun said, yes, I can do it. Hanumanji said, if you are not able to do, then what? He said, I will give my life if I am not able to do that. Hanumanji says, okay, fine, show me. And he immediately takes his bow and arrow and he creates with his arrows the bridge on the river. Hanumanji, as says, let me try. He goes out there, puts a bit of pressure. He is Hanumanji with immense power. The bridge breaks immediately. Arjun feels very bad. He says, let me try again. He again do it. Again Hanumanji goes and steps on it and it breaks again. Third time again he builds up the bridge. He said, last time let me try. That same time Krishna came out there and he also was dressed up as sage, and he says, let me be the judge out there between you both. Because Arjun was about to give life if that bridge breaks. Hanumanji again goes on that bridge and that bridge does not break. He keeps on trying. Then he realizes Krishna is there. Again the Narayan avatar is there. And he realizes his mistake, that I was trying to be egoistic. Not Arjun. Arjun was just doing his efforts. And this way, like Krishna saves Arjun from losing his life, and Hanumanji understands his mistake. So the mention of this Hath Vajra or Dhwaja Viraje means like there were symbols and his hands were like Vajra strong. And Dhwaja is the flag which he carries for Lord Ram always. The second verse part of the verse says Kande Muj Janeu Sache, means like sacred thread, Janeu, was on his shoulder always. Shankar Suvan Kesari Nandan Tej Pratap Mahajagvandan. Next verse goes like Shankar Suvan. People like try to mix the things about it. The truth is that like he was one of the Rupa or avatar of Shankarji, Shiva. So it goes like Shankar Suvan Kesari Nandan. Kesari Nandan means son of the Kesari, the king Kesari. Tej Pratap Mahajagvandan. Tej Pratap means like his glory or his aura. Everybody was aware in this world. Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur Ram Kaj Karibe Ko Atur. The next phrase is Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur. So how does like Vidyavan means like he had immense knowledge. And Guni is like he had lot of boons and he had lot of qualities. The story goes like son God, like when he was teaching, he grew so fond of Hanumanji, he never wanted him to leave him. Always wanted him along with him. So what he used to do, every day he used to teach him And in the evening, used to make him forget so that every day he starts afresh. It keeps on continuing for long, and then Hanumanji realized there is something wrong. Then he went to the sun lord and just prayed to him, why I am forgetting? Please don't let it happen to me. Then even sun realized his mistake, because Hanumanji came on the earth for the purpose. So he finished his teaching, and when he was going, because of his mistake, realizing his mistake that he used to make him forget, he gave him a boon that whoever will recite or pray to Hanumanji will never forget. This is actually the reason when we tell kids that start doing Hanuman Chalisa, so you can do better in studies also, because whoever does that stops forgetting things easily. Ati Chatur is like he was a shrewd one. He had a lot of traits and he can play naughtiness with lot of things, and he was like really smart. Ati Chatur. Further is Ram Kaj Kirbe Ko Atur. A simple thing, like he was always ready to do works of Lord Rama. Always Atur is like always ready. Ram Kaj Karbe Ko Atur. Always ready and looking forward to do something for the Lord Ram. प्रभु चरित्र सुनबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया. Further, it goes this Prabhu Charitra Sunbe ko Rasya. Always wanted to listen to about the name of Lord Ram. People praising about Ram or talking about him. And he was always want to know and always like desiring to hear the name of Ram. And it goes on like Ram Lakhan Sita Man Basiya. That's a famous story in Ayodhya. People ask like, what is in your heart? And how it goes about? It goes about that everybody had got things from Lord Ram as gifts and things. And Ramji also asked, what you want? He said, I already have you with me. He says, where? Then he opened up his heart and shows that Ram, Lakhan and Sita together were in his heart and showed the world the existence of his Lord in his heart. सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सेहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा. Next verse is towards Suksham Roop Dhari Sahi Dikhawa. That he turned into a very small size, miniature size, and showed his that power to Sita Mata. Wicked Roop Dhari Lanka Jarawa. Wicked is like dangerous. More like demon kind of structuring, which is like very like you get scared looking at. Wicked Roop Dhari Lank Jarawa means burnt the Lanka. भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र जी के काज सवारे. And further it goes like Bhim Roop Dhari Asur Sahare Ramchandra ji ke kaaj saware. And here the mention of Bhim comes, and again I'll give you another story towards like how it came. Bhim had to collect like lotus, and he was like carrying the lotuses, and what like Hanumanji did, he created his like roop as a old monkey and was lying out there. And Bhimji had to cross, and Bhim asked Hanumanji, please remove your tail, you are such an old person, I cannot cross over it. Hanumanji says, why can't you pick my tail and just keep it on the side? Bhim tried, but he was not even able to move the tail, and then he realizes his mistake, and then he prays to Hanumanji and says, like, please show me who you are. Now my ego is already broken, my power is already, I know, is nothing in front of you. Then Hanumanji showed himself in the real side to him, and because of humility of Bhim admitting the mistake, gave him a boon that whenever you'll shout or have a war cry, my voice will join you in the war. So what happened is, during the Mahabharata, Bhim used to give that war cry, shout loud. And half his armies used to die because of that fear of that voice. And in reality, that voice was because of like Hanumanji's voice also, along with Bhim's voice. And you will read in Mahabharata a lot of time Bhim giving that war cry after doing or killing somebody. That's how the folklore goes.
लाए सजीवन लखन जी आए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए.
The next phrase is like Lai Sanjeevan Lakhan Ji Aaye. Everybody knows about this like story of that Hanumanji carried a parvat and like he brings it to Lanka, where that Sanjeevani booty was given to Lakshmanji, and like he got his life back. So everybody questioned me, is this the real story? Yes, 100% is real. This Sanjeevani is from Mani village in Rohtas district, and when Hanumanji was carrying it, it fell 5 places. And we still can get the traces of this plant in Sri Lanka, which is not a native plant of that place. And this had like miraculous power, which gave life back to Lakshmanji. And there's a scientific name of this booty also. Selaginella bryptoris is the name of this booty. Further it goes as like Shri Raghubir Harshi Ullai. A simple thing. It gave lot of happiness to the Lord Ram.
रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत संभाय.
As in this phrase is Raghupati Kini Bahut Badai, Tummam Priya Bharat Sambhai. Like that Lord Rama praised a lot about him after this. He became so happy. And further he says is Tummam Priya Bharat Sambhai. Here he is mentioning about Bharat. He never mentions about Lakshman or Shatrughan. He mentions particularly about Bharat. A story goes like when Ramji and Sita ji came to the Vanvas in the jungle, when he crossed the path, lot of thorn were like pierced his feet. And he got hurt and he was in pain. When the locals saw out there, they asked him, what can we do when they removed the thing? Ramji just requested, he says, please, if you can remove all these thorns from the path I have walked on. They said, you have already walked on. If any normal person will always request, clean the thorns from the further, my next, where I'm walking, going to walk further. He says, no. Why I'm asking is because I know soon my brother will come looking for me. He'll be walking on the same path. And as he knows I am walking bare feet, even he will walk bare feet only. And he will get hurt. I don't want that thorns. He sees these thorns. Again, the local said like, is your brother like so delicate? He can't like take the pain of these thorns. He said, no, Bharat is so strong. Leave alone these thorns. He can just take the pain or anything. Like he's so strong. But the problem is when this thorn will enter his foot, he will only think about me and he will cry thinking that like what would have happened to me. And that will, the pain which he will get, that I cannot see. Is not the pain of the thorn, but thinking about me, what I got through them. So that was the love of Ramji towards Bharat, more than Lakshman. And that's how he compares Hanumanji also with his brother Bharat.
सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे.
Next phrase is like सहस बदन तुमरो जस गावे, अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे. It's like the whole, like your body is talking about your power and your fame and your like aura to it. Saying that, Ramji gave him the hug. In Ramayana, many incidents comes like when Ramji gave like hug to Hanumanji. The very first one was that when like Hanumanji found Sita Mata in Lanka, he was coming very excited to Ramji to give him the news. And he was like shouting, found Sita Mata I. Not I have found Sita Mata or anything, found Sita Mata I. And he was like, not to waste the time, he wanted to give the news and he was just shouting, found Sita Mata I. And because he does not wanted to give his importance that I found it, he just wanted to give the news as fast as possible. So he just because he should not frame it like I found Sita Mata, it will become egoistic, and the sound of that found Sita Mata will go later on to give the news early. That's how he was like shouting about like from when he was coming out. That was his love to his Lord Ram.
संकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा.
The next phrase is Sankadik Brahmadi Munisa Narad Sarad Sahita Sisa. That he was always taking care of the sages and he is always protecting them. And he was like always the protector to the people who pray or who follow the practices. That's how it goes, like Sankadik Brahmadi Munisa, that's the savior. And the next is Narad Sarad Sahita Sisa. The story behind is that like he started learning music from Naradji. And one day Naradji said, please sing a song for me. And Hanumanji started singing. His voice was so beautiful that Naradji was playing Veena, and with his voice even the stones started melting. And Naradji got lost in the beautiful voice of Hanumanji, and his Veena fell, and as the stones were melting, it went inside one of the stones out there. And after that, when Hanumanji stopped, Naradji realized his Veena has fallen and he wanted to pick it up, and it was stuck inside the stone because now the melting had stopped. It became hard back again. Now Naradji realized this and he said, Hanumanji, please sing again for me. Hanumanji refused. He said, I'm not going to sing again. He said, no, you have to sing. And Naradji came towards him to catch him. And Hanumanji starts running inside his palace. And Naradji was behind him everywhere. Again they come back to the same point and Hanumanji stops and Naradji catches him. And Hanumanji says, I'll sing for you. Again he sings, his veena comes out because the stones again melted. And then Naradji asks, why were you running and why you did not listen to me when I just said like, please sing, and why you made me like so tired, like running after you for no reason. Hanumanji said like, see, I wanted all your lotus feet to step inside everywhere in my palace. If I would have just asked, you are always so busy, you would have refused me. And I would have again kept on waiting for the next time to come. This way, at least you stepped everywhere in my house and made it auspicious. And that's what I wanted from you. That's how the naughtiness of Hanumanji was, and that's how even the earlier line about Ati Chatur also comes. He knows how to get his things done.
जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहां थे, कवि कोविद कहीं सके कहां थे.
जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहां थे, कवि कोविद कहीं सके कहां थे. It's very simple. Like Jam Kuber, like when he went to Lanka, he freed many devtas out there and these planets which we talk in astrology. Even Shani Dev was in jail of Ravan out there. And in fact, like Ravan was so scared of Shani Dev that like he should not see him. He hung him upside down and his face towards the wall. So he freed Kuber out there also. He freed even the Shani Dev out there also. Even he freed Yam Dev also. And that's how this line goes. Furthermore, it's like Kavi Kovid kahi sake kahan the. That means like all the priests, all the poets, everybody praises you. What all these praises can limit explaining about you, you are immense and much bigger than that.
तुम उपकार सुग्रीवे कीना, राम मिलाए राजपत दीना.
In this, it is written like Tum Upkar Sugrive Kina. Hanumanji actually did a favor to get Sugriv Kishkinda Rajya or the kingdom. And further it is the line comes as Ram Milai Rajpat Dina. So what is Tulsidas ji trying to tell us? He is just trying to tell us that what is the role of a guru? Role of a guru is to act medium to connect a person to the Lord or the God. So what role Hanumanji played? He played that he introduced Sugriv to Ramji and he kept him connected. Even when Sugriv became the king, it was Hanumanji only who kept on connecting him again after that. After the Bali episode, it was Hanumanji only who made Sugriv take his warriors to the Lanka along with Ramji to fight out there. All that monkey Sena and that is the role of the Guru. So people ask me, what is your role? Why should we keep on calling you Guruji? I said, like, my role is very simple. I just try to connect you by showing you the path, that how to reach him. It's not my motive to create that it is my God or I am the controller of that. It becomes only my role to connect you with that God by just showing you the path. It's up to you to walk, nothing more than that.
तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना.
In this phrase, it is like Tumra mantra Vibhishan mana. What was the mantra? Mantra was when Hanumanji reached Lanka trying to find Sita Mata there. He told Vibhishan that he should connect with the Lord. Vibhishan said it is against the norms to go against the brother. But Hanumanji explained him that the real Lord is that, and we should be only with the right ones, not with anybody who is creating the tyranny or trying to force things which are unreal. So that is what is Vibhishan Mana. After that comes his Lankeshwar Bhe Sab Jag Jana. Everybody knew that Ravan was afraid of Hanumanji. He never wanted a direct fight with him. Because it is not one incident. It is like many times in Ramayana that Hanumanji actually controlled Ravana and Ravan had to run away. So Hanumanji was very powerful, but he always knew he is not above his Lord Ram.
जुग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु लीलियो ताहि मधुर फल जान.
Here comes the most famous phrase which is like moving around everywhere. Jug Shahastra Yojan Pe Bhanu Lilo Tai Madhur Fal Jano. It is the distance of sun and earth explained in Hanuman Chalisa approximately around 500-600 years back during the time of Akbar. NASA told us the same thing around 50-60 years or 70 years back. So how the calculation goes of this Yug Shahastra Yojan Pe Bhanu? It is like Lilo Tai Madhur Fal Janu. The story is like Hanumanji when was a child and he was so hungry, he thought sun is a big red fruit and he jumped to catch it. He was about to swallow, and for protection Indra needed to come, and he hit Hanumanji on his chin, which is Hanu in Sanskrit, and with his Vajra, and because of that blow Hanumanji fell on the earth unconscious. That's when Pavan Devta, the lord of air, became so angry because he always had treated Hanumanji as his son, which I've already explained in earlier verses, why. And he stopped all the air and oxygen, started pulling from the environment. Everybody started dying. That's when Shivji came out there and stopped Pavan Dev and asked him to stop. He gave back life to Hanumanji and also the boon which all the Devtas gave all the powers to Hanumanji, and that's how he's called Hanumanji. Hanuman means like the chin, Hanu, which is hurt, and his chin broke.
प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जल्दी लांग गए अचरज नाही.
In this phrase, Hanumanji, when he was leaving for Lanka to find Sita Mata, Ramji gave his ring so that like once he will show the ring to Sita Mata, she will recognize that he is the Dut or the messenger for Ramji. Now Hanumanji was confused where to keep this ring. If he keeps in his hand, it may fall. If he keep anywhere, like because he always used to wear langot, and it'll be dirty to keep the ring around there. So he was very confused where to keep. So he kept the ring inside his mouth. And Prabhu Mudrika Meli Mukmai, so he kept the ring inside the mouth. Now here the another folklore goes is because the ring was inside his mouth, And Ramji's name was on the ring. It left the mark on Hanumanji's tongue. That's why his tongue keeps on talking further more about Ramji. Every time he opens up his mouth or used to say anything, Ram, the word comes out. And that's how the mark was on his tongue also. Jaldi lange achraj time. So he was able to jump so fast. There is no secret to it or no surprise to it. He was so powerful.
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते.
In this phrase, the word Durgam Kaj, Jagat ke chete, Sugam Anugrah Tumre tete comes. So Durgam is difficult task, which is so difficult for the world or everybody. It is very easy for Hanumanji to do it. Sugam Anugrah. So it's become very small things for him. He was so powerful.
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पसारे.
In this phrase, the mention comes Ram Duare Tum Rakhware. Hot na aa gaya, binu pasare. How it goes, like he is the guard at the Ramji's door, nobody can come. If you go into the further stories and further parts of it and detailing of it, you will understand that like every time Yamdut used to come, Hanumanji used to be there and he never used to enter Ramji. Because how Ramji left the world, this is one story most of the people don't know about. Even like a small feature, how Krishna ji like left the world, still few people are aware about it. But how Ramji left, hardly anybody knows about it. The story goes like that. When Hanumanji was guarding the door after so many decades, Ramji knew that now it's quite a long time. I actually need to leave this world because now next generations have to take over. But Hanumanji was so adamant, he never wanted his lord to go away. So what like Ramji did? He threw his ring inside the ocean and said, Hanumanji, my ring fell. Please, if you can get me my ring back. So Hanumanji immediately jumped inside the ocean, and by the time he reached the base, the bottom of the ocean, he saw a huge pile of rings, the same kind of rings are there, huge pile. So many of them, can't even count how many of them. And he got lost how to find the Ramji's ring. Somehow he picked up one and started coming back, and by when he came back, Ramji left the earth. He knew Yamdut was there. So what we come to know, this Ramayana had been repeated so many times in the same yugas and the same styles and the same things. And are you aware there are 300 plus types of Ramayans written? So here we are like mentioning and talking about Valmiki's Ramayana, Valmiki ji's Ramayana, and about Hanuman Chalisa, which is written by Tulsidas ji.
सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना.
In this phrase, it goes like Sab sukh le tumhari sarna, tum rakshak kaho ko darna. That means like you can give all the things what we desire, Sab sukh le tumhari sarna. That means you have everything to give. So here we also talks about tum rakshak kaho ko darna. Another story of Ahiravan also goes that when Ahiravan picked up Lord Ram and just went to the Patal Lok, Hanumanji went out there to protect him. So when he is the Rakshak or he is the savior, what is there to fear about?
आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कापे.
आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोग हाँकते कापे. So he's got like such a aura, such the power that only he can control that. Apan tej samharo ape. Only you yourself can control that. Nobody else can. तीनों लोग हाँकते कांपे. If Hanumanji raises his voice, there is no power in any of the lokas who can challenge him. As soon as he will raise the voice, everybody surrenders. That is the immense power. But how humble he is. The kind of humility he keeps with him, but with such powers. That's how the word comes. With every power, the responsibility also comes. So with that power, he got the responsibility also to how to handle it. And only the kind of persona Hanumanji carry, only he is capable to do that.
भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे.
Here comes the mention of Bhoot Pichach Nikat Nahi Aave, Mahavir Jab Naam Sunave. A very like funny kind of folklore is behind this, that when Shivji came to knew that Narayan is going on earth and it'll be such a huge Leela which he'll be creating out there, and that's the avatar which will become one of the most known ones of him. He said, I really want to see and I want to be along with you. Everybody said, Shivji, how is possible? You always have those like all these booths and guns and everybody along with you. Thousands and thousands of them. How can you be alone? You can never be alone. He said, okay, fine. I'll go in one avatar, which will be along with Narayan always, whatsoever. And I will make sure that avatar, to that avatar, no bhoot or pisach can come close to. So that's why he entered in Hanumanji's avatar. And what happened? Bhoot pisach nikat nahi aave. So even if he is a Shiva, none of his like regular accompanies can be along when Hanumanji is there. So moreover, we know, like we always say, chant Hanuman Chalisa and such evil eye will go, or none of those like negative powers can give any adverse effect if we chant the Hanuman Chalisa regularly.
नासे रोग हरे सब पीड़ा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा.
So further in Hanuman Chalisa, this verse is there. Nase rog hare sapira, japat nirantar Hanumat bira. With siddhis which Hanumanji had, he had the power to make anybody recover, which he got from all the devtas and these astrology planets also, which are the devtas. So in that he got the boon that he can make anybody's pain go away or make anybody recover in health. So that's Nase Rog. So if we continuously chant for Hanumanji, he can take away our pains and our any illness, and that's a good recovery remedy in astrology also.
संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे.
In this next is संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे. So how this Sankat, because Hanumanji is known as Sankat Mochan also. If you all must be aware, Hanumanji is also known as Sankat Mochan. How does he got this name Sankat Mochan? What happened once he was fighting with Shivji, Rudra fighting with his own avatar, Hanuman. This happened when Ramji was doing Ashwamedha Yagya. And to stop, Shivji had to come because of a certain recall by other people that like they had taken a boon. And Hanumanji had to fight face to face with his guru who has taught him and the real Rudra whose Ansh is Hanumanji. So while fighting, Shivji's arrow started coming towards the earth. And in between, Hanumanji was standing. If Hanumanji would have like just moved, it would have destroyed the earth. So what Hanumanji did, he took all of it on his chest. And because of that weapon Hanumanji taken on himself and saving the world, Shivji said, from now on you will be also called Sankat Mochan because you saved the earth.
सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा.
In the next phrase comes Sab par Ram Tapasvi Raja, Din ke ka Sakal Tum Saja. The story goes is whenever we do the part or whenever we do the Ramayana, Hanumanji always visits every place, wherever. So when Tulsidas ji had written this Hanuman Chalisa and like he wanted to see Hanumanji somehow, he had a craving that like somehow I should also. So he kept a Ramayana part out there. And Hanumanji also visited. And as he was very happy with Tulsidas ji, and he appeared in front of him and asked Tulsidas ji, you can ask anything. Tulsidas ji said, I don't have anything to ask from you. He said, how is this possible? You can ask anything. I can give you every wealth, everything. You can ask. Tulsidas ji said, if you actually want to give anything, I want to see Ram, Prabhu Ram, the Lord Ram. Hanumanji said, this is not a big deal. He was just here, you saw him. Tulsidas ji said, I never saw him. He said he was the priest who was like there. And he just passed in front of your eyes. You again do the thing. The Ramayana part, he will come again and like you will be able to see him again. Tulsidas ji again tried. He did not saw Ramji. Again he recalled Hanumanji and he said, I am not able to see him. He did not come. Hanumanji said, oh, he was here. He was the person who was having like food and you were serving to him. Tulsidas ji got frustrated. He said, like, how will I recognize him? I don't recognize him. Hanumanji said, okay, you do once again the part and whenever he'll come, I'll tell you who is the one. And when the part was going on, and Tulsidas ji was again lost and he was not able to see Ramji again anywhere, he wanted to see him so desperately. That time in the crowd there were two people sitting. And Hanumanji and another person started saying, Ramji, 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 and that's how he started chanting out of like sync. That time Tulsidas ji realized the person sitting in the crowd is Ramji. And that's how he got the darshan live.
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे.
In continuation to the last verse, is और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे. How it goes, like it's a continuation. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are wanting, you will get that if you put your whole heart into this Hanuman Chalisa.
चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा.
Next is चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा. See, every corner of the world knows about your power, your pratishta, your name. And everybody follows you with heart for no reason, because they all think you are one pleasure to connect with God.
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे.
More on it is like sadhu sant ke tum rakhware asur nigandan ram dulare. This is the fact like that Hanumanji was always there to help the people who are praying to gods, especially all these sadhus and the knowledgeable sons. He's always protecting them. And Asur Nikandan means like he killed lot of demons, whoever was trying to put obstructions to prayers of all these sons and sadhus.
अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता.
This next phrase is again a mystery thing which had been unfolded in Hanuman Chalisa. It talks about As Siddhi. Ast means 8. And Nav Nidhi, that means 9 Nidhis. So it says As Siddhi Nav Nidhi ke data means he had siddhis, that like he can get like become too small or he becomes too big, he can reach anywhere, he can give all those whatever boons you ask. Ravan had 10 siddhis, he was like Gyata of 10 siddhis, but Hanumanji had 8 siddhis, and these siddhis were and these 9 nidhis were the second verse of this prose goes like Aswardin Janki Mata. That means Mata gave the Vardhan that now even you can share these powers with others. That's how it makes more important to connect with Hanumanji, because he himself is immensely powerful, and not only that, like he can also share his powers with others as per his wishes.
राम रसायन तुमरे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा.
In the next is Ram Rasayan Tumre Pasa Sada Raho Raghupati Ke Dasa. Ram Rasayan is means like You are the one who can reach to the Lord. You are the one who can please the God. You are the one who can connect with God. Sada raho Raghupati ke dasa. Raghupati is like Lord Ram. So forever you remain dedicated to him. And that is the most prime word for you, Ram. Ram.
तुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे।
तुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे. It's like Hanumanji, it's your praises. Praise the Lord. Your praises. Your bhajan. What we sing for you, what we dedicated to you, when we surrender to you, when we are grateful to you. That's the time you are the one who connect us to the God. And when we take you like the real Guru for us, you give us the route to connect with Ram. And we are able to attain the moksha, and whatsoever we had collected these sins and which we keep on doing regularly, we get the pardon from them and we get the route to the heaven. Janam Janam ke dukh means like from so many incarnations we go through, we get the pardon from them.
अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई।
In this 34th verse, it comes Antkal Raghubarpur Jai Jahan Janam Hari Bhakt Kahai. Means like even when we are dying, the name of Ram is the most supreme to us. So we die as Ramji's Bhakt, and we die chanting his name. So even when we are born in the next life, we are again the Bhakt of Ramji, or we are still the servants of Ramji that time also.
और देवता चित ना धरिए, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करिए।
और देवता चितना हरिए, हनुमत से ही सब सुख करिए. It goes like, if we surrender to Hanumanji, we can get whatever we desire. The story goes like, Ramdas ji, he was a big bhakt of Ramji. He made so many temples and he always used to donate things. He made a building, temple building, and it fell and his son died. That time he was in pain. And in pain, he recalled Hanumanji and said, like, see, I was a devoted Ram Bhakt. I did everything for Ramji, and why I had to suffer with loss of my son? That time Hanumanji gave the boon and made his son survive. And that's how, if we surrender to Hanumanji, he's able to grant us what we desire.
संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमरे हनुमत बलबीरा।
संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमरे हनुमत बलबीरा. He is capable to connect us with the Lord. When He connects us and with His powers, and as He is the true Sankat Mochan, He's got the capability to take away all our Sankat or all our troubles. So to get that boon from Him or connect or asking Hanumanji to connect us with Ramji, we need to keep on thinking or keep on connecting or keep on chanting Hanumanji's name, and that's what is Sumre Balbira.
जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाय.
In the 37th verse, it goes like Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo Guru Dev Ki Naay. That's like we praise you, we still praise you. And we talk about and we spread the praise of the Lord Hanuman. So you connect us with the Supreme Lord, which is your Lord, Lord Ram, because you are one who's capable to do and make weak people like us connect with the Supreme.
जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, टूटी बंदी महासुख होई.
In the next goes like जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटे बंदी महासुख हुए. Sat is 100. So if we do 100 times the chanting of Hanuman Chalisa, this is what generally people take as a pran also, that we'll do for so many times. And but I always say, like, it's not a business deal. I'll read for 100 times, you have to give me returns of some money or something. It does not work like a business deal with the guru or with anybody we surrender to. What happens is we need to do it like with dedication, not thinking about what I want to gain out of it. People confuse this with tapasya and things. Those are totally different things. So when we do the Hanuman Chalisa regularly, or what like this verse says, Sat means 100 times, we gets the Anand or that blissful feeling, that calmness, and can attain the knowledge or part of that knowledge from Hanumanji.
जो ये पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा.
In second last 39th phrase, it goes like जो ये पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होए सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा. It's like whoever reads or chants Hanuman Chalisa, because Hanuman Chalisa is taken as like directly written with the guidance of Shivji, and Tulsidas ji was able to write. And when we read this Hanuman Chalisa, through that we can connect to the higher energies and get the path of siddhis. These siddhis is powers or whatever we are trying to gain, and becomes knowledgeable and calm.
तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजे नाथ हृदय में डेरा.
In the last verse comes is Tulsi Das Sada Hari Chera Kije Nath Hirde Mein Tera. Here, Tulsidas ji as a writer wants to say that Tulsidas ji is always the servant or person who surrendered to Lord Ram. And what he desires that Ramji should live in his heart forever.
पवन तने संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसु सुरभूप.
In the closing, Tulsidas ji has beautifully written पवन तने संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसु सुरभूप. Pavan Tane means like the Pavan Lord, son of Pavan. Sankat Haran is like, I explained you about that, like how he got this name and how he can take your troubles. The Guru who can take your troubles. Mangal Murti is like auspicious. You are the most auspicious, the biggest auspicious. And that is your roop. That is how your personality is. And you as this whole with Ram, Lakhan, Sita, Manvasye means like along with them, Ram, Lakhan and Sita Mata, you also please reside in my heart. So it's a beautifully written closing line by Tulsi Das ji. Now here the question comes, when was Ramayana written and how the Ramayana was written? It was written around 500 or 600 years back only. People think it was written 10,000 years back. There's a difference between Valmiki ji and Tulsi Das ji. Valmiki ji had written the Ramayana and Tulsi Das ji has written the Hanuman Chalisa. It was written because Tulsi Das ji used to be at the time of Akbar. And Akbar challenged him. And when he wrote this thing, to safeguard him, all the monkeys came and saved him from the jail. And when he was explaining, he beautifully explained one thing very clearly, that we knew a lot of secrets. Hanumanji is immense holder of secrets and he is forever. Because here the line when it comes like Charo Yug. So Hanumanji was in Charo Yug. Who else was? Jamvanji, the bear shaved like bodied person, very with immense knowledge. When he was about to die, also killed thing, Hanumanji saved him also. And he was the one who carried his tales in all the yugas. So in my last surrendering note towards Hanuman Chalisa, only thing I will say is that this is the supreme poetry written where we actually can understand so many hidden secrets about the science, about the powers Hanumanji holds, and how we can actually connect to Lord Rama using surrendering to Hanumanji. The only thing now I will say is Ram, Ram, Ram. That's the biggest chant we can do.